Hey, buddy. I know. Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's Brandon back here with another video for you guys today. Thank you so much for clicking on my video and wanting to watch it. And today, by the title of the video, you already know, but we're going to be talking about should you be going with Robinhood or TD Ameritrade as a brokerage account for 2021. And in this video, we're going to be going over the pros and cons of each one of them and which one you might want to choose regarding those. But before we get into the video, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I'm putting out videos Monday through Friday, and if I have enough time with the Sunday night watch list. So if you're interested in all of that, please subscribe. But with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into the video. So I figured what better way to start the new year than to put out a video on which brokerage you should go with. Because as I cover everything under the financial umbrella with trading, news, I do kind of all of that. So I figured might as well put out what brokerage might be best for you in 2021. So without wasting too much of your guys' time, let me just jump into the first one. And the first one we're going to be talking about is TD Ameritrade. I'm going to go over the pros and cons of TD and kind of get into it a little bit to see if you think you like the platform, if you're not going to like it. So that will be your decision, but let's go ahead and talk about the pros first. So I think a pro that you really need to be aware of is that TD Ameritrade has been around for a while. And I don't know if that is important to you or not, but it definitely should be, because if something's been here for a while and it's tried and tested and true, you should be able to put some faith in that. And they are one of the staple brokerages when you talk to anybody. Almost everybody that you talk to, especially any trader or long-term investor, is going to know what TD Ameritrade is. And so they have the name recognition and the trustworthiness and great customer support if you ever have a problem. So that is something to definitely consider when you're talking about TD Ameritrade to go with. And another pro is, especially this is mainly for the traders out there, but they have pretty good fills on your trades. Even a long-term investment, if you want a good entry price, unless you have a limit order, then that's different. But they fill you pretty good on your orders that you have. And that's just a testament to how good they are. They have really good execution. They're just all around a model brokerage that you kind of want to go after. Another pro with TD Ameritrade is that they also have Thinkorswim platform linked up with it. And if you do have that, there are so many tools on that thing, more tools than you'll ever need. But if you can think of it, Thinkorswim has it. And so if you're an advanced person, you want to see all these different metrics, earnings reports, news, tutorials, everything is on the Thinkorswim platform. So if you're just needing to have all of those things, that is a perfect stop for you, which is pretty awesome. They have everything you could even imagine. So that is another huge point for TD Ameritrade. And another big pro for me with TD Ameritrade is, in my personal opinion, which you should not listen to, I think they're the best platform for a long-term portfolio. And it doesn't always look the prettiest, or some people say other things are better, but I think it's the best. I just love the way it's set up, and it's really easy to have DRIP, dividend reinvestment, if you don't know what that is. And it's just easy to see your stocks grow in that account. And I love how easy it is to link together multiple accounts through them, because you can have 3, 4, 5. I don't know if there's a limit on the number of accounts you can have, but they can all tie in together and you can view stocks all at the same time. They just a very easy, seamless way to kind of view your portfolio and do actions through there. So I think that's a huge, huge plus again for them. Now I'm going to talk about a couple of the cons I have with TD Ameritrade, just so that way it's not all sunshine and rainbows. First one I have, I know 2021, 2020 issues, but they still charge commissions for options contracts. And this is, again, only going to go to people that trade options. So it's not everybody, but it's enough people to maybe be a concern. It's not a ton of money, but they charge, I believe, 65 cents per options contract. And now with that 65 cents per contract, It may not seem like a lot, but if you do trade a ton, they can definitely add up, and it's something that you have to count into your profit and loss. Now, it's definitely not going to break the bank, but it's just going to take a chunk out for something for you to notice. And that's just all I'm kind of pointing out. It's not a detriment to them, it's just something to be aware of. Another con for me with TD Ameritrade, it is a little bit nitpicky, but I don't think they're as aesthetically pleasing as, say, a Robinhood is. I think that's just very simple and plain Jane. Nothing wrong with it. I just wish I could see my progress a little bit better with it. The charts, just for your portfolio, it's very basic and trim. It's all there. It's very useful, but it's just not as appealing to the eye. Again, it's a small, minute thing, but it's just something to mention. And the biggest con, I think, is going to especially relate to people new to that platform, is that it can be a little complicated and a little over the top. And especially if you're going from a pretty simple brokerage like Webull, Robinhood, or whatever you had, to that, it can be very daunting. It's something that you're not really gonna get used to in a day. So there is definitely a steep learning curve with TD Ameritrade and Thinkorswim. But as I said in the pros, if you can get a hold of those and you can really use them to your ability, you're gonna do very well. But that steep learning curve is really hard to get past and turns some people off to TD. But yeah, that's to each their own. It's whatever you think is best. But that's the pros and cons of TD Ameritrade, and I'm going to go into Robinhood's pros and cons now. So the biggest pro for me with Robinhood is that obviously no commissions, it's free. You can do whatever you want on it without really hassle. They do take like a penny every time you trade, so I guess that's quote unquote a commission, but it's not really affecting me. So yeah, I just like how everything's transparent, nothing's there. Not that huge of a pro, just, I mean, it's great to have. So 2020/2021 perks. Next thing, it kind of builds off of the con for TD, but I think Robinhood really did well on their aesthetics of their app. I think the way they do the charting, the looks of it and everything is just, it's awesome. I love the colors. I love how it looks. You can see your progression. I think it's a really well executed idea, and I really hope to see more brokerages kind of take inspiration from it and kind of implement it in theirs, because I think this is where Robinhood really shines, is the aesthetics of it. Another pro of Robinhood is it really is catered towards the beginners. And so if you're just starting out, I believe it's probably the best platform with the shallowest learning curve. It usually goes into detail about what a call, put, all the different options things are, and it will tell you what DRIP is, dividend reinvestment plan, again, for those of you that don't know. And I feel like they do a pretty good job about explaining things, and it's simple enough to where it gets you invested in it pretty easily. And now, let's get into the cons. A big con for me with Robinhood is that the fills on it can be pretty bad sometimes, and it can be a little bit frustrating, to be honest. And now this is my biggest con with Robinhood, is just that whether I'm trying to go in and out quick or I'm just really wanting a price and I can see it's right next to the bid and it just won't fill me no matter how many orders I put in, cancel, do it again, cancel, do it again, it just won't. And it, depending on the person you talk to, it can be detrimental. To me, it's not end of the world. It's a little bit frustrating, but I can get over it. But to some people, it just breaks it for them. They can't do it, and they hate Robinhood for it. But for me, I don't think it's the end of the world, but it's definitely a frustration. Another big con with them, and you hear people talk about it a lot, is Robinhood's customer service. And now compared to TD Ameritrade or even other brokerages that have been around for a while, like E-Trade, their customer service is definitely lacking. They take a while to get back to you if you email them, especially if it's a problem you need solved pretty quickly. It's a little irritating when they get back to you like 3 days later with an email that doesn't even answer your problem that you had. So that's a pretty big issue, because TD Ameritrade, if you message something, they have agents right there that can message you back and hopefully take care of your problem within a few minutes. So that's where Robinhood, I think, could really improve upon, is just the customer service aspect. And I feel like they would gain and retain a lot more people if they did that. But something to keep in mind if you're having problems with Robinhood. And my last con for Robinhood, and this is for people that are a little bit more advanced, is just sometimes it can be maybe too simple. And now I personally love this simplicity aspect, but some people really enjoy having different tools, charting ideas, just whatever they can do to the chart. So if you're looking for that, Robinhood is probably not the brokerage for you because they are just very simple with their charting and how they do things. So just remember that whenever you're picking between brokerages and what you want to do. Now with both of those things out of the way, I'm going to give my opinion to you guys about what I think would be the best brokerage account to make. And I almost do this in all my versus videos, but I think of both of them you should have. I definitely feel like you should have both of them because say Robinhood shuts down for the day, they're just having a bad time. Then worst case scenario, you can always switch to TD Ameritrade and then you have that one to trade from. Or if you want to long-term invest from one and trade from the other, I would long-term invest with TD Ameritrade and then trade with Robinhood or swing trade, whatever your choice is. Because I do think TD is the best one to stash away your money with and just keep it away. I feel like they're one of the most trusted brokers out there. So it's really easy to just put your money in and forget about it on whatever investing strategy you want to do and just trade with Robinhood, do whatever you want to do with it. And I think that's the best 1-2 combo that you can have, just on the fact that Robinhood is really easy to use, very comprehensive, not hard at all. And TD Ameritrade, as long as you can understand the investing part, you're good to go on that. And if you want to see any of the futures market, you want to keep track of anything, all the news, you have that with Thinkorswim. And that's perfect to have. And also, for those of you that just can't get enough of trading and you're below that day trader mark of 25K, you will have 2 accounts to trade from. Now, I don't recommend it, but if that's really what you want to do, you'll have 6 day trades in a week, well, within 5 days. So if that's really a pressing matter for you, there you go. But I really hope this video helped you guys shed some light on the topic on what brokerage account you should go to, or maybe which one you should switch to. And if any of you guys have any questions regarding either of them, drop them down below. I'll get to each one of you guys. I try to answer the comments as much as I can, as fast as I can. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you learned anything, drop a comment and say you did. And also drop a comment on which brokerage account you have. Even if it's not one of these 2 that I discussed in today's video, drop it down below. I love to see what everybody trades with. I think it's really interesting what they have. But like I said earlier in the video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I post videos Monday through Friday. And especially if you guys leave a recommendation on a video to do, I will definitely do that for you guys. I love researching new topics or old topics that I need to readdress. I am more than willing to do that, but I'm gonna keep talking again. So before I do, make sure you guys all have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.